Hello students, we have two very interesting pieces to read in today's video lesson. We would like you to go through both of them with us and understand why they have been compared and juxtaposed with each other in your syllabus. The first piece is written by author Deborah Cowley. Let's first get to know a few things about our author. Deborah Cowley is a writer and broadcaster widely known for her articles published in the Reader's Digest. She is also the author to famous books like Cairo, A Practical Guide, One Woman's Journey, A Portrait of Pauline Vanier. This piece is about Dame Evelyn Elizabeth Glennie, a virtuoso Scottish percussionist. She has been playing drums despite being completely deaf since the age of 11. Evelyn Glennie had gradually lost her hearing from the time she was 8. Her mother, Isabel Glennie, recollected how, for quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness. By the time she was 11, things worsened and she was medically advised to fit in a hearing aid and sent to a school for the deaf. With a never-say-die attitude, Evelyn was determined to pursue her love for music. Going against all discouragement from most of her teachers, percussionist Ron Forbes intuited her talent. He started playing on large drums, and ultimately, Evelyn could feel the higher drum from the waist up and lower one from the waist down. This opened her mind and body to an entire range of sounds and vibrations. Evelyn toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and at the age of 16, she was determined to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music, securing the highest marks ever in the history of the Academy. During her 3-year course, she hardly missed any of the top awards. Evelyn believed that if people were to devote their hearts to the realization of their dreams, no one could stop them from reaching the top. The author observed the fascinating fact that she has so far functioned effortlessly without hearing. It was yet another surprise that she has managed to learn French and basic Japanese. In 1991, Evelyn received the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious award and became the Soloist of the Year. A self-confessed workaholic, Evelyn gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals, living up to the standards of a highly conscious social worker. Evelyn stands out to be a classic example of inspiration to differently abled people. She has also given immense pleasure to millions on the earth through her art and performances. All of you music enthusiasts should definitely watch her How to Truly Listen, Evelyn Glennie, for a mind-blowing experience. We now go to the next piece, which speaks of a maestro of Indian origin. The two parts of the lesson are kept side by side so that we get a taste of contemporary and classical music. One is a modern percussion instrument and the other a classical shehnai. Pungi used to be a musical instrument in the times of Emperor Aurangzeb. It was discontinued for its utterly unpleasant sound. Following this, any reeded noisemaker generally came to be termed as a pungi. The barber or nai of a family of professional musicians chose to work upon the discarded pungi. He chose a natural hollow stem for this purpose, longer and broader than a usual pungi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe and played around to produce a new instrument called the shehnai. It was thus named as it was first played in the Shah's chamber by the nai, meaning a barber. The sound of the shehnai is traditionally considered to be extremely auspicious and is still played in the temples and North Indian marriages as a token of good fortune. However, the entire credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah Khan belonged to a reputed family of musicians. He was the grandson of Rasul Baks Khan, the Shehnai Nawaz of King of Bhojpur's court, and the son of Paigambar Baks. His journey started early, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras. Little Bismillah was utterly fascinated by his uncles playing Shehnai. Soon, Bismillah started accompanying his uncle to the Vishnu temple of Benares. The little boy became absolutely enchanted with the ambience. For years thereafter, he used to practice and rehearse on the banks of the Ganges. Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference at the tender age of 14. The inauguration of the All India Radio in Lucknow blessed him with the biggest break he could have ever had. One of his most memorable performances had been the playing of the Rag Kafi from the Red Fort when India gained independence on 15th of August 1947. Bismillah became the first Indian who performed at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. This musical genius gave numerous performances both in India and abroad. King Zakir Shah of Afghanistan was so amazed by the maestro that he presented him invaluable Persian carpets and other souvenirs. He had also left brief but very deep imprints in the Mumbai film industry. Acknowledging his supreme talent, the nation has adorned him with the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and above all, the most prestigious Bharat Ratna. Bismillah, fondly remembered as Khan Sahab, used to preach about teaching children music, the richest traditional attribute of India. He was a true Indian at heart, with abiding love for the cities of Benares and Dumrao in particular. The author mentions how, as a young learner, his favorite haunts were the Balaji and Mangala Maya temples, with no one coming in his way. The most perfect example of religious harmony is where a Muslim played his Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. This makes all of us extremely proud of our syncretic heritage. As we come to the end of our lesson, we find that the two texts have been put together to display hardships one might have to endure to achieve true greatness. We also see how music crosses physical or mental boundaries and elevates the human spirit to the highest levels of artistic perfection. That is all for this video lesson. See you soon in our recap and question and answer videos.